Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, this is Ashima Shukla and you're watching us on Entri channel. In this video, we're going to talk about daily news events, या current affairs, basically for the day of 27th, major portion 26th and 27th of October को cover किया गया है. And this video has been made keeping in mind all of you. So it's basically for all the students who are appearing for any examination, be it for banking or be it SSC or be it any other platform, right? So do share the video as much as you can so that it reaches the maximum number of students, right? And do hit the like button if you find this video helpful. Coming to the segment of ours, European Union net zero emissions target by 2050. European Union has set a union target. Now this is not a individual country target. This is a European Union all over the union target that by 2020 net zero emission is supposed to be gained. Right now, this is binding to all states first of all, so it is not individual. So binding to all states. States means all the countries involved with the European Union. Where was it signed? It was signed in Luxembourg. And what does it want to achieve? It wants to achieve the target of net zero emissions by 2050. Now, what does this actually mean, that net zero? That means that the target has been set, and when it means that binding all the states, that means that if a certain state has a bit of larger emissions, then the other state will have to reduce the emissions for a compensatory measure, right? So it is not that one country is creating more emissions, so others will not adjust, or it is the responsibility of that particular country. No, if one country has a higher emission, then the other countries will have to reduce to a lower level so that the net zero emission is there from European Union, right? So involves the whole European Union in this project, right? Now, how are they going to achieve it? First of all, the possible measures that have been put up is first of all funding of all the practical technological solutions. That is, whatever technological measures have been done or inventions have been done which can actually be put to practice, all those measures are going to be funded. And empowering the native, that is that whichever country is it working on, they'll try to import and export less and be dependent on the native side more, right? Apart from that, industrial policies and finance and research in these areas also a bit of lineup is going to be there, because this is going to affect all over. It will affect the public, it's going to affect the economic sector, it's going to affect the power sector, industry, mobility, everything is going to be impacted, right? Now, for Indian segment, we have an NDC Transport Initiative of India, for basically for Asia. It's a Asian measure. And what does this NDC mean? NDC TIA, NDC Transport Initiative is there, which is basically aimed to reduce or decarbonize the transport of India, China and Vietnam. So basic targets, basically it's for Asia, but the transport is going to be basically targeted at India, China and Vietnam. So the complete approach is there to decarbonize these three countries. And in each of the partner countries, it's going to make their sectoral contribution to attainment of NDC, right? Now, what is NDC? Associated with NDC is what is there in Paris Agreement, right? So as per the Paris Agreement, this is going to work, or the target is to reach that Paris Agreement, right? NDC TIA program has a term period of 4 years or a lifespan of 4 years. And what has India done for this now? For NDC India segment, we are basically intending to decrease the emission potency of GDP by about 1/3. GDP potency by 1/3 emission, basically. Emissions we are going to target a reduction by 1/3. Then 40% of the 40% of the installed size of electricity will be from non-fossil fuel sources. That is, we are going to move towards biofuel or solar energy or any other form of electricity which does not, electricity or any other form of energy which does not involve any fossil fuel. So we are going to move towards non-fossil fuels for about 40%. Right, this is the major target of ours. That is why India has proposed the solar world solar bank. Also, India is working towards solar energy on a lot of bases. Rankings are released by Niti Aayog on a regular basis, basically, right? Also, extra carbon sink is going to be created. Extra carbon sink. Now, what does this extra carbon sink means? That is to suck up the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and use it to some other measure. Either extra forest should be grown, or there should be a method which can be made so that the carbon dioxide in the air can be sucked out of it. So extra forest cover is one of the major measures that is going to be taken, right? Apart from that, greenhouse gas, GHG. So India is going to bring or build up greenhouse gases, and it's going to finance climate measures in or climate handling measures in transport sector, right? And then we have electronic vehicles. So electronic vehicle policies are there. Then Delhi has also recently released that, so electric vehicles are going to be promoted now. Therefore, the loans on electric vehicles or purchase of electric vehicles has been reduced by SBI also. Under the green cover, SBI has also reduced the interest on the loans which are taken for purchasing of any electric vehicle, right? Next, 2 centers of excellence for tribal welfare are going to be established, and they are going to be established with the collaboration of Art of Living and Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Both of them are working together to establish these two uh, tribal welfare centers. Now, what are these welfare centers going to work on? Their target is to strengthen the PRIS and tribal farmers. What is PRIS? PRIS is Panchayati Raj institutions. Panchayati Raj institutions. So PRIS strengthening in especially the tribal areas, because over there they don't believe in the law much, or they don't abide by it, or they don't consider it well for themselves. So promotion of Panchayati Raj is going to bring the governance over there, and that is why this tribal center of excellence is going to be established to promote and strengthen the Panchayati Raj institutions and also train the tribal farmers. And training in which sector are we going to provide the training? That is to be provided for Go Adhirath farming techniques. Now, what is this Go Adhirath? This is basically a farming technique which promotes organic farming. So the idea is to teach or enhance the knowledge of organic farming to the tribal areas. And under this training program, from Aurangabad district, 10,000 tribal farmers are going to be trained in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra, and that training is going to involve sustainable natural farming and organic farming, right? It's also going to help farmers by giving them a certification. It's also going to give them a certification that they are trained natural farmers now. For tribals, we have certain protection legislation in India as well, and some welfare schemes. Some welfare schemes are like Eklavya model is there, which is for education. So residential schools are there under Eklavya model. Then we have Pradhan Mantri Wan Dhan Yojana. Then we have Tribal Research Institute. So all these welfare schemes are already present in Government of India. They have brought in, and various others are there. Adivasi Mahila Sashактикаран Yojana is also there. Tribal research institutes are going to be established. That is there. Apart from that, for the legislation purpose, we have certain legislation purposes also, like PESA Act, which was first extended to scheduled areas in 1996, then SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act, Forest Rights Act Monitoring, ST and Traditional Forest Dwellers Act. These are some legislatures or legislation measures which have been taken, and you need to go through some research not research, basically for welfare schemes, right? Next is National Action Plan for Vulture Conservation 2020 to 2025. This has been approved by National Board of Wildlife, and as per this plan, what is suggested is that all the new veterinary non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs will first be tested on vultures, and then they will be released for all the purposes, whatever or whichever purpose they have been built for. So the idea is to first test them on vultures, and after the test has been done, then the Drugs Controller General of India is going to approve it. DGCI will approve the drug only when the Drugs General Controller approves it, and that will be done only when the test has been conducted on vultures as well. Why test on vultures? Because the common reason, the most common reason of why vultures are going extinct or dying in India is because of a certain drug, and that is why they need to be friendly towards drugs now. Uh, Basically, vultures feed on carcass. Carcass is a dead body. And if any drug is used on a particular animal and that is harmful for a vulture, that is going to affect the vulture indirectly, and that is why this needs to be done. This step has to be taken. New plans will automatically remove veterinary use of drug if it is found to be toxic to vultures for but obvious reasons. Every state will also host at least one vulture safe zone. Every state will have to have this vulture safe zone, which will facilitate conservation as well as breeding. Conservation of vulture and breeding of vultures, both of them is going to be conducted here safely. Then a nationwide vulture counting is to be conducted at regular intervals, whatever 6 months or 1 year, whatever they feel comfortable. But a regular interval vulture counting has to be conducted. Who will be conducting it? Bombay Natural History Society, Forest Department, non-profit organization, research institutes, whoever feels like it. But it needs to be conducted, right? um, and the basic idea is basically reduce the mortality, uh, reduce the trading of vulture parts, and reduce the mortality, right? Next, as we move forward, vulture conservation centers are to be established in 5 states in India now, as per the policy which we had read in the last slide. That those 5 states are Tripura, UP, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. In these 5 centers, we are going to have a vulture conservation center. Already it's there in 9 states. It's not first of its kind. Already 9 conservation centers are there, but 5 more are to be opened now, right? Where are we focusing on? There are basically there are various species, 9 species of vultures in India. Out of these, 3 vulture species that we are focusing on is Oriental white-backed vulture, slender-billed vulture, and long-billed vulture. These are the 3 main species that we are focusing on right now, right? Moving forward, main reason, as we can see, as I told you, there's a certain drug. That drug is a diclofenac. Diclofenac drug is the one which is given to animals, but once a vulture feeds on it, due to the carcass feeding of it, it feeds on it, and this drug is one of the major reasons why vultures die. Even 1% diclofenac, even 1% of this drug is harmful for vultures. It can cause their death, it causes kidney failure. Therefore, it was banned in 2008, although, but still things have been going on, and therefore now all the drugs are going to be tested, right? Moving forward, NASA has discovered water on moon recently, and this was discovered by a spacecraft of NASA called SOFIA. SOFIA stands for SOFIA is a stratospheric observatory for infrared astronomy, and this is basically used for observing any astronomical activity which cannot be observed from Earth. So the spacecraft which is a observatory which for all those observations that cannot be done from Earth itself, right? It is a joint project of Germany and United States of America. The source of water is yet not known, but it is opening doors to various other projects now, right? For NASA, we have another program which is ongoing and going to be in news, that is Artemis. Artemis is a program of NASA which will carry the first woman to moon, and that is why it is important, right? Moving forward, CVC, Central Vigilance Commission, is going to adopt Integrity Pact. As I told you, the Vigilance Week is going to be observed. Vigilance Week is being observed right now, and that is being observed by CBI. So, in that meet, they have decided to adopt the Integrity Pact. Integrity Pact will be working in government firm for purchase related activities. Now, how is it going to work is there is going to be an integrity external monitor IEM who is going to be appointed for a term period of 3 years. It's important who is IEM, first question. Second question, for what is the tenure of IEM? So IEM's tenure is 3 years. What they're going to do is their work is to see where the chances are there that the corruption chances are going on or something, or the other is not right. And whenever they find any such thing which they find is not right, they will report it directly to the suitable persons of CVC rather than the CEO of the company, right? This is their work. The pact will make sure equity, transparency, and private enterprise in all the public procurements. So it's going to block corruption in public contracting as well. Any file which is found with a red line, that is going to be moved to CVC, or a desired action is going to be taken if it's clear, right? So it's going to be working towards transparency now. Right now, again, after that, what else do we have for us? That is India's rank in corruption perception index. This has been formed, or it was needed, because the ranking of Indian corruption perception index is 80th. It was created by Transparency International, and according to this rank, India's rank is 80, which was shared by China, Ghana, Morocco, and Benin. There were 4 countries which shared the same rank with India, that is 80th rank, right? And what are the consequences? Why does this corruption needs to be handled? Most of us are already aware about it. That's unemployment, hunger, poverty, economy, wealth, Indian economy going down, brain drain, and then we have emotional and social disorders that come due to this corruption measures, right? So all of these things, most important part being IEM and the tenure of IEM in the Integrity Pact. Then we have a few one-liners. That is, first is of TriFed, Tribal Cooperation Marketing Development Federation of India, has launched 100 new forest fresh organic products. Now, organic uh, farming is being taught. In the previous slide, we have seen that there's going to be Center of Excellence for training in organic farming. Apart from that, 100 new forest fresh organic products have been introduced, and they are going to be available to 125 tribes in India. We need to know the full form of TriFed, how many forest fresh organic products have been released. That is important. Apart from that, products, a few of them which you must know is gold and green apples, which are from Himachal, baskets and boxes of Uttarakhand. Then we have masks by Meena tribes of Rajasthan. Then pulses and jamun powder, giloy powder from Gujarat and Maharashtra. Pickles are there from Northeast, and eucalyptus oil from Nilgiri tribes. These are a few products, right? Why is this being introduced? Why is it being introduced is because there is a scheme which I had told you verbally about, that is One Dhan scheme. This was told to you verbally in a previous slide. One Dhan scheme was launched by Ministry of Tribal Affairs, and it works towards upliftment of tribal population and bringing new technology to them so that they can survive on a longer scale with a better intention, right? So skill upgradation is done in this. This enhances skill upgradation. right? Next, Government of India informed the Supreme Court that it will soon legislate a permanent body to handle air pollution problems in Delhi. Now, Delhi pollution is one of the most famous ones, and at this time it's going to hit the highlights. So why was it required, or why did they do it? Is because already there is, it's not like Delhi does not have a board control. There is already a Central Pollution Board control. Central Pollution Board control is already there in Delhi, but it works for all sorts of pollution. Now, the Government of India wants a special body which will work only for air pollution and the relevant problems. And its focus is mainly on stubble burning, the major reason of air pollution. And second reason is basically running of so many vehicles. So that can be possible one, but main cause of pollution is stubble burning, and it's going to work on that. So Government of India is going to establish that soon enough. Moving forward, World Day for Audio Visual Heritage will be celebrated on October 27 with the theme Your Window to the World. Now, if we talk about this day, it is celebrated by UNESCO. First thing, this day is celebrated by UNESCO. And second of all, this what does this have in itself? World Day for Audiovisual Heritage basically promotes digitizing the UNESCO history and all the UNESCO sites. So what happens is that they promote the enhancing the visual heritage as well as providing audio, or you can say the recorded guides which we have. So it is basically providing audio and visual to all the UNESCO sites and promoting it itself. Right. Fourth India Energy Forum was held recently, which was inaugural address was by the Prime Minister of India. And the theme of this energy forum is India's energy future in the world change. Forbes list of world's best employers was released recently, according to which Samsung has stopped leaving every company behind. Last year it was Microsoft. That is also no more the world's best employer. Samsung was 72nd last time. This time it has gained the first position, leaving Amazon, Google, Microsoft, everyone. From India, in banking sector, HDFC has topped, but its overall rank was 176. So you must know both the rankings. First of all, in banking sector, India, HDFC has topped. Second of all, its overall rank was 176. Then we have NTPC, which is a public sector unit, PSU, and it has topped in PSU sector from Indian side, but its overall rank was 261 in terms of employers, as an employer. Right. With this, we shall wind up the video of the day. This video ends over here. I hope this video was helpful to all of you. For all those who want to attend the quiz or attend the quiz of it, you can download the Entri app. You'll find a certain about 10-12 questions over here, which is hardly going to take your 10 minutes, including the analysis. And that way you can keep in touch with current affairs and the question formats as well. So thank you so much, and I hope this video was helpful. Do hit the like button and see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye, take care, and have a great day ahead.